Howdy do everybody. Welcome to Variety Conversation. I am Lady Walker. So, I got to tell you like it is. Not everybody is down with the get down, depending on how the get down is gotten down. Do you hear me? Do you hear me now? Yep to the yep. Check out this story, y'all. Check it out. On the Successful Philanthropy Show with host Jean Sheroff, she interviewed Dan Gasby, husband of the late B. Smith, who passed away earlier this year from Alzheimer's disease. B. Smith was the Black Martha Stewart pre-Martha. B was an accomplished restaurateur, a TV host, author, model, had her own home decor line, and more. Anyway, the host asked Dan if he and Alex she was Dan's Caucasian girlfriend during B's last or maybe 2 years on Earth. The host asked, are they still together? And he stated that she took off. And whatever, I wish her well. Then he followed up with, life has a way of whatever you deserve, you will ultimately get. And that's fine. Now, I wonder, what he meant by that? Yes, what he meant by that. D-A-T, not T-H-A-T, okay? Now, we can only speculate and come up with a multitude of reasons why Alex bounced. Was she an opportunist, using him for capital gain? And when she saw that Dan was tight with the wallet, she decided to move on to the next rich black man who would be a little bit loose with the wallet towards her. Was the thrill gone? Or was Dan using her for temporary companionship that included sex and needed her help with B? Of course, I would suppose he had more than enough of B's money to hire a professional medical staff to help take care of B. And plus, he has a daughter, B's stepdaughter, who stayed in the house with them to help out. He said that when he and B got the test results back concerning B's health and the diagnosis being Alzheimer's, she knew that she was going to die from Alzheimer's. And she said to him, it's going to come a time when you are going to need to be with someone or you are going to be lonely. Which reminds me of the Main Ingredients song, I just don't want to be lonely. I want to be loved. Okay, anywho, and B said, you love me and I know you love me, but I don't want you to go 10, 15, or 20 years by yourself. Some people will have that conversation when it is warranted and some won't. If they had the conversation, it seemed as though B wasn't selfish. She really wanted Dan not to put his life on hold on her behalf. She knew that he was going to need and want someone in his life after her death, and maybe even before she passed, which he did. Although Dan may be in his 70s, early 70s, he still has needs, and B knew that. It's just that he moved a bit quicker in our eyes. After all, we are on the outside looking in, and sometimes what we think we see isn't what it is. Many of us can't fathom the idea of moving on or having another interest too soon. We perceive that Dan having Alex Lerner in B's home was disrespecting B. After all, he was still married to B, and what he was doing was committing adultery. And he didn't hold up his end of the vows through sickness and health, etc. But how many people honor those vows, not knowing that the possibility of the spouse becoming ill unto death could actually happen? According to Dan, Alex didn't live in the home with them, but that she would spend some weekends there and 2 days a month there, but that she didn't live there. And sometimes he would go over to Alex's house. Whatever. I don't think that any woman or man, knowing that they are on their deathbed, should expect for his or her spouse to never enter into another intimate relationship with someone after their passing. Some will give their blessing for the other person to be involved in an entanglement with someone else before they pass. And for Dan, this is what B wanted for him, so he says. And on the flip side of that coin, some people will enter into an entanglement relationship without having the sick unto death spouse blessing to do so. I guess you can say it is what it is. Some people can hold out and some people can't. Anyway, not every man or woman is interested in pursuing another relationship with a potential partner after the death of a spouse, let alone before the death of a spouse. Some move on and some don't. Some move on quickly and some are slow about moving forward. How about someone said that Alex Lerner is giving them trailer trans energy? And another one said Alex looks like Jeffree Star, which isn't a good compliment, by the way. Jeffree Star has the Crypt Keeper's look from Tales from the Crypt. Okay, listen, y'all. Do you think Dan got what he deserved and that he will be a miserable man for the rest of his days? Do you think that the chickens have come home to roost? And lastly, love, do you think he is embarrassed because, as some would say, Becky bounced? Side note, y'all, I was born into the world with the name Becky, but over the years had a couple name changes. Some family members still call me Becky, but I am not the Becky that causes chaos. That would be the racist white Becky. Anyway, feel free to express your perspective on this update on Dan Gasby and Alex Lerner no longer together. And in the meantime, beloved, y'all come back to visit me when you can. Okie doke, ta-ta.